Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Dr. J. John, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli. I will take a topic graphs in discrete mathematics. Right? I think you have studied Unit 1 and 2, logics as well as combinatorics. Now, another one, we see the representation of real life problems. That is, we convert that into pictorial or a graph pictorial notation, that is graph. In the domain of mathematics and computer science, graph theory is the study of graphs that concern with the relationship among edges and vertices. It is a popular subject having its application in computer science, information technology, biosciences, and mathematics, to name a few. Without further ado, let us start with the defining graph. Now see what is graph. That is the question. Now graph consists of a pair G equal to V comma E, a finite non-empty set V together with a possibly empty and together with a set E of G of ordered or unordered two element subset of V such that there is a mapping from the set E to the set of ordered or unordered pairs of the elements of V. The elements of V called vertices while those of E are called edges. The number of elements vertices is called order of G denoted by N, while the number of edges in G called the size of G denoted by M. Now see, given a graph, a nm graph with n vertices, n means 7 vertices, and m edges, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 edges. Now V1, V2, V3, V4, V7 are edges. Now V7, this is also one edge without any link. Now V1, V2, V1, V5, V2, V3, V3, V4, V3, V6, V5, V6 are called edges of G. Now incident, an edge is said to be incident with a vertex V if V is at the end of the edge E. That is, E is denoted by UV, then U is incident on V or V is incident on U. Two vertices U and V are said to be adjacent if they are linked with an edge, that is E equal to UV. Adjacent edges, two edges are adjacent if they have a common vertex. See, for this graph, the A and B are adjacent. There is a common, there is a link between A and B. Similarly, D and B are adjacent. Now see, AB edge and BD edge are adjacent because it has a common vertex B. Now loop or self loop, an edge that is incident from and into the same vertex is called a loop or self loop. See, here in the figure, this E2 is a self loop or loop because it is incident to say E2 equal to V2 V2. Say E2 equal to V2 V2. The starting and ending vertices are same, then it is called a loop. Now multiple edges are same pair of vertices. Now see, here two vertices are joined by more than one edges, more than one edge, then it is called parallel edges. If a graph contains parallel edges, we say it is called multi-graph. See, this is a multi-graph. Simple graph. A simple graph is a graph without loops or multiple edges. This is not simple. This is not simple. This is not simple. This is a simple graph. This is a simple graph. Now, undirected graph means there does not exist any direction with the edge. Directed graph means there is a direction with the edge. Pseudo graph means a non-simple graph with both loops and multiple edges. Then it is called pseudo graphs. Right? Now, see, this is digraph. There is digraph. There is direction. This is a simple graph. This is a multi-graph or pseudo graph. Right? Now it has so many application in electrical engineering. It has application in computer science in groups, Kruskal's and Prim's algorithm to find shortest routes. Now in computer network, interconnection network, we can use similarly for the others. Now we go to some basic. We have seen the graph. Now we go to some definition in graphs. Now degree of a vertex. Degree of a vertex is number of edges incident on that vertex. Number of edges incident on the vertex. It is denoted by degree of V or D of V. If a vertex has degree 0, then it is called isolated vertex. While if the degree is 1, it is called end vertex or pendant vertex. A vertex with degree n minus 1 is called universal vertex or full degree vertex. Right, n means number of vertices. Minimum degree is denoted by small delta of g. Maximum degree is denoted by capital delta of g. Therefore, we get this relation degree of v lies between delta of g and capital delta of g. Now, also degree of v is less than or equal to 0 because isolate means 0, full degree means n minus 1. Therefore, degree of v lies between 0 and n minus 1. Right? Now, see this graph, find the degree. What is the degree? In V1, 2 vertices are incident. Degree of V1 is 2. Now, in V2, there are 4 vertices, edges incidents. Therefore, degree of V2 is 4. In V3, there are 4 vertices incident. Therefore, edges incident. Therefore, degree of V3 is 4. Here only 1. Therefore, degree of V4 is 1. Here 3. Therefore, degree of V6 is 3. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Therefore, degree of V5 is 4. Here no link. Therefore, V of 7 is degree of V7 is 0. Okay. Now, first theorem, basic theorem, handshaking theorem. Sum of degree of a connected undirected graph is twice the number of edges. Sum of degree of a connected undirected graph is twice the number of edges. Proof: let G be a connected undirected graph with n vertices and e edges. Since every edge is incident with the 2 vertices. See, if you compute degree for this V5, see in this edge occur. Similarly, in degree of V1, this edge occur. Therefore, one edge occur to compute 2 vertex degree, 2 vertex degree. Therefore, always you take the sum of the degrees, you get twice the edges. Okay. Now, next theorem is a very important theorem. The number of odd degree vertices in an undirected in an if the number of odd degree vertices in an undirected graph is always even. Now see, by handshaking theorem, total number of degree is twice the number of edges. We can split this into 2 parts. One is of odd degree, another one is of even degree. That is equal to 2e. Therefore, sigma odd degree equal to 2e minus sigma even degree. Even degree is always even. 2e is always even. Even number minus even number is even number. So therefore, sum of degree of odd numbers, sum of odd numbers is even. That implies odd number of odd terms must be even. Number of odd terms must be even. Then only the sum is even number. Therefore, number of odd degree must be always even. Next theorem, for any simple undirected graph with n vertices, the number of edges is less than or equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Now, we know that degree of v less than or equal to n minus 1. By handshaking theorem, sum of the degree equal to 2e. Therefore, 2e is sum of the degree. 2 equal to degree of v1, degree of v2, data degree of vn. This is n minus less than or equal to n minus 1. All are less than or equal to n minus 1. Number of vertices is n. Therefore, n times n minus 1. Therefore, 2e less than or equal to n minus 1. Therefore, e less than or equal to n minus 1 by 2. E is the number of edges. Number of edges less than or equal to n minus 1 by 2. Now, a problem. A undirected graph G has 16 edges. All vertices are of degree 2. Find the number of vertices. Now n be the number of vertices. E equal to here 16. Degree of EA is 2. Now degree of V1 plus degree of V2 plus degree of degree of Vn equal to 2 times the number of edges. 2 into 16 equal to 32. This is n times. Therefore 2 n times. Therefore 2n equal to 32. N equal to 16. Therefore number of edges equal to number of vertices equal to 16. Now similarly this problem, see this problem. An undirected graph G has 21 edges, 3 vertices of degree 4 and the remaining vertices has degree 3. Find the number of vertices. Let n be the number of vertices. Given number of edges equal to 21, 3 has degree 4 and the remaining vertices has degree 3. Therefore, degree of VA equal to 4 for I equal to 1 to 3. Degree of VA equal to 3 for I equal to 4 to n minus 3 because remaining has degree 3. By handshaking theorem, degree of V1 plus degree of V2 degree of Vn equal to 2 times number of edges 2 into 21. Here this is 4 plus 4 plus 4. Now 3 plus 3 plus 3, this is not 32, 3 plus 3, n minus 3 times equal to 42, n minus 3 into 3, you simplify, you get n equal to 30. Now in degree and out degree, this is in degree and out degrees for directed graph. Let G be a digraph. Digraph means direct graph. The in degree of a vertex V is the number of edges pointing into V, that is denoted by degree minus V. Out degree is number of vertices pointing, number of edges pointing out to V, it is denoted degree plus of V. Now for a direct graph, degree in degree, sum of in degree equal to sum of out degree equal to number of edges. See, find the in degree and out degree for given graph. Now see, for A, how many pointing inwards? There is 2. Therefore, degree of in degree of A is 2. In degree of T, only 1 pointing 1. In degree of C, only 1 pointing 2 pointing. Therefore, 2. In degree of D 2 pointing. Here 1 pointing 3. Totally 3. In degree of E there is no pointing inside. Therefore, 0. Now out degree of A. How many outside? 2. Here now outside is only 1. For B, outside 2. For C, outside 1. For D, 1 outside 1. For E, outside 2. Therefore, the E outside 3. Therefore, these are out degrees. Now see, sum of in degree plus sum degree equal to number of edges. Similarly, find for this graph. Now some special graphs. Now R regular graph. R regular graph means degree of each vertex is R. R regular graph means degree of each vertex is R. Now this graph, this is 2 regular, each vertex has degree 2. This is 3 regular, each vertex has degree 3. Now complete graph, a graph is said to be complete if every pair of vertices has an edge. If every pair of vertices has an edge, otherwise any 2 pair of vertices are adjacent, or degree of each vertex is n minus 1, where n is the number of vertices of G and is denoted by Kn. This is K1, 1 vertex, K2, 2, this is 3, K3, complete graph with 3 vertices, complete graph with 4 vertices, complete graph with 5 vertices, complete graph with 6 vertices. See, in Kn, degree of each vertex has degree n minus 1, therefore it is n minus 1 regular, and every pair has distinct pair has vertices, and number of edges is n into n minus 1 by 2. Number of edges is n into n minus 1 by 2. Now, cycle Cn, cycle is denoted by Cn, cycle consists of n vertices, edges v1, v2, v2, v3, vn minus 1, v1, n and v1, n, v1. Cycles C3, C4, C5 are displayed here. See, in cycle, each vertex has degree 2, therefore cycle is a 2-degree graph. And see, there is a note in cycle, number of vertices equal to number of edges. Number of vertices equal to number of edges. Now, wheel means you consider a cycle C n minus 1 and the central vertex, you add the central vertex to every vertex of C n minus 1. That is called a wheel. This is the 4, 5, 6, 7 displayed here. Displayed here. Now, this is n cube. It contains 2 power n elements. And we denote by zeros and ones. Two vertices are adjacent. They differ by only one position. Now, bipartite graph. Bipartite graph means whose vertex set is partitioned into two subsets of vertices V1 and V2, such that there is no link between V1 and V2. There is no link between same vertices in V1 and same vertices in V2. There is link between vertex in V1 and vertex in V2. Right? If every edge joining V1 and V2, then every vertex is joined to every vertex of V, and every vertex of V2 is joined in every vertex of V1, then it is called complete bipartite graph, and it is denoted by KMN. Now see here some complete bipartite. These are bipartite graphs. These are complete bipartite graphs. They are displayed here. Now, star is a complete bipartite graph. Star is a complete bipartite graph K1, n. Star is a complete bipartite graph K1, n. Now path graph Pn, it consists of n vertices V1, V2 up to Vn and edges V1, V2, V2, V3, dotted Vn minus 1, Vn. It is denoted by Pn. Now note that if V1 also we include the edge, then it is called cycle. Now tree is a graph without cycle. Now see, this is tree, star is a tree, path is a tree. Now new graph from old graph, subgraph. Subgraph means a graph contains another one graph. Let G equal to V comma E be a graph. H equal to V dash E dash is said to be subgraph if V dash subset of V and E dash subset of E. Now every graph is subgraph of its own graph. Every singleton edge is a subgraph. Now see a graph. Some subgraphs are displayed here. See this graph by deleting one edge or more than one edges. Now paths and circuit, we have seen path graph. Path means a alternate sequence of vertices and edges. Right? Alternate sequence of vertices and edges. If all the edges are distinct, then it is called a simple path. If the vertices of a path are distinct, then the path is called elementary path. Right? If the initial and final vertices of simple path of non-zero length are same, then it is called simple circuit or simple cycle. The number of edges in circuit is along the L is length of the circuit. Next one, matrix representation of graph. See, a graph is represented by matrix. If we convert to matrix, then the relation among the real life situation we study very easier. We can study easier if you convert to matrix in image processing and anything. The matrix are very useful. Therefore if we convert that graphs into matrix, we can solve problems easier. Adjacency matrix. See, adjacency matrix aij means one if vi and vj is an edge. If there is no edge, then it is called 0. See, for this graph, see V1, V2, V3, V4. See, V1 and V1, there is no edge, therefore 0. V1 to V2, there is one edge, 1. V1 to V3, no edge, 0. V1 to V4, 1. And similarly, if they are connected by edge, we put 1, otherwise we put 0. Pseudo graph means multiple edges. Now here you write how many edges are there and count the edges and write. Okay. Now connectedness in undirected graph. A graph G is said to be connected if there is at least one path between every pair of vertices. Otherwise, it is called disconnected. Now, if it is disconnected, the number of components is denoted by k. Now, see, first one is connected. Every pair of vertices has an edge. The second G2 is also connected. G3 is disconnected because C3 and D there is no path. Therefore, it is disconnected graph. The number of components is 2. Maximum number of edges in any component is n into n minus 1 by 2, right? N into n minus 1 by 2. Now here some important theorems. There is a simple path between every pair of distinct vertices of a connected graph G. There is a simple path between every pair of this. Now see, let U and V be two distinct vertices of the connected undirected graph. Because G is connected, there must be a path between U and V, called this path as P x0 x1 dot dot xn, where x0 equal to U and xn equal to V, with the vertex sequence of path of least length. We have to prove there is this path of length is simple. Suppose that P is not simple, then two vertices are equal for some I and j. This means that there is a path from U to V of shorter length with the vertex sequence x0, x1. Here xi and xj are equal. Therefore, xi and minus 1 we can link with xj by deleting an edge. Therefore, this path P dash is smaller than P, which is contradiction. We assumed P is of least length, right? Therefore, there must be a simple path between every pair of vertices. Next one, a connected graph G is a graph G is disconnected if and only if its vertex set V can be partitioned into two non-empty distant vertices V1 and V2 such that there exists no edge in G whose one end vertex is in vertex subset V1 and other in subset V2. Now let G be a disconnected graph. Consider vertex A. Let V1 be the set of all vertices that are connected by paths to A. And since G is disconnected, V1 does not all the vertices of G. Now the remaining vertices you assume V2. V2 equal to V minus V1. Since G is disconnected, V2 is non-empty and V1 intersection V2 is empty. and G equal to V1 and V2. Therefore, V1 and V2 is a partition. That is the first case. If G is disconnected, we prove there is two partitions V1 and V2. We proved that. Now, conversely, suppose there exists a partition V1 and V2. We prove G is disconnected. Conversely, suppose as partition exists, consider two arbitrary vertices A and B of G. Suppose A belongs to V1, B belongs to V2. No path can exist between vertices A and B. Otherwise, there would be at least one path whose one end is in W1, B1, and one end is in B2. Hence, if a partition exists, G is connected. Okay. G is not connected. Next one, if a graph G has exactly two vertices of odd degree, then there is path between these two vertices. Now see, let G be a graph that has exactly two vertices, say U and V of odd degree. If G is connected, then there is a path between U and V. Suppose G is disconnected, let C be a connected component of G containing U and V. Since the number of vertices of odd degree is any graph is G1, G has to contain another vertex of odd degree, but V is the only other vertices of G of odd degree, hence V lies in the component C. Since C is connected, there is a path from U to V. That is the theorem. Now, for a disconnected graph with n vertices, this is one important theorem, and components has maximum number of edges n minus k into n minus k plus 1 by 2. Maximum number of edges is this, right? K. Proof. Let G be a disconnected graph with n vertices and k be the number of components G1, G2, Gk. Let n be the number of vertices of Gi, I equal to 1 to up to n, then n1 plus n2 dot dot nk equal to n. Sigma ni equal to n. That is, this is simplified this. We know maximum number of edges is in Gi is ni into ni minus 1 by 2. That is ni squared minus ni by 2. I equal to 1 to k. Now maximum number of edges in G is sigma I equal to 1 to k this. That is 1 by 2 sigma I equal to 1 to k ni squared minus sigma I equal to 1 to ni. Now this value is n. Now to find sigma ni squared, this is n1 minus 1. You consider this n1 minus 1, n2 minus 1 plus dot dot nk minus 1 equal to n1 plus n2 dot dot plus nk minus of 1 plus 1 plus plus 1. This is n minus k. This is n. This is k times. Therefore, n minus k. You square on both sides. You get a squared plus b squared plus dot dot this square 2ab 2bc and so on. We can write like this. Now, if you remove this value 2 into this, right hand side must be greater. Then, for example, I have given this. Therefore, this is sigma ni the whole k ni minus 1 the whole squared sigma equal to 1 to k ni minus 1 the whole squared less than or equal to n minus k the whole squared. This is a minus b the whole squared formula less than or equal to n minus k the whole squared. This is sigma ni squared minus 2 into sigma ni sigma 1 less than or equal to nk the whole squared. That is, you put this is n, this is k. Now you take this value to the right side. Therefore, sigma ni squared is less than or equal to this value. Now substitute this value in equation 1. Equation 1. This is equation 1. This is equation maximum number of edges. Put there. Therefore, 1 by 2 you get this. Now 2n minus n is n minus k. You take n minus k outside, n minus k into n minus k plus 1 by 2. That is the theorem. Now isomorphic graphs. Now two graphs are isomorphic if they have same property. That is, number of vertices are same, number of edges are same, degree with the given number are same, and so on. Now see invariant property. This is invariant property. for two graphs to be isomorphic. These are necessary but not sufficient. Now see this graph, two are isomorphic or not. First one is, see here, degree of u4 is 1. There is no graph with the degree 1. Therefore, these two are not isomorphic. Here, degree of C is 2. Here, no graph with the degree 2. Therefore, not isomorphic. Now, establish the isomorphic. Here, number of vertices 5. Number of edges 7. Similarly, both are same. G has 3 and 1 vertex has degree 2. Check that. Here 3 and 1 degree has vertex true. But here 3 and 2 vertices has degree 2. Has 4 has degree 3, 1 has degree 2. Here 3 has degree 3 and 2 has degree 2. Therefore, these two are not isomorphic. But here, this problem, all conditions are satisfied. The same number of edges, same number of vertices, degree also same. Here degree of V6 is 1, here also degree of V6 1. Degree of V1 is 1, here also degree of U1 is 1. Degree of V5 is 1, here also degree of V1. But here this is V6 is in middle part, but this is in end part. But therefore these two are not isomorphic. Now examine whether the following graphs are isomorphic. Now we see for this problem, all the vertices, edges, number of vertices, number of edges, both have same degrees, also same. 4 vertices degree 3, 4 vertices degree 2, 4 vertices degree 3, 4 vertices all are same. Now circuits of length 4. This is one circuit of length 4. Here circuit of length 4. 2 has circuit of length 4. Here 3 has, this is one circuit of length 4. This is one circuit of length 4. This is one circuit of length 4. Here 3 circuits get length 4. Here 2 vertices has length 4. Therefore not isomorphic. Similarly, this circuit length different. Therefore these two are not isomorphic. Check that. Now see, if you see this problem, whether these two are isomorphic or not, if you see this problem, see, this is every pair has edges. Every pair of vertices has edges. Here also every pair of vertices has edges. Therefore, this is nothing but complete graph K4. Both the graphs are complete graph K4. Number of vertices, number of edges, degrees, all are same. Complete graph of K4. Therefore, U1 is mapped to V1, U2 is mapped to V2, U3 is mapped to V3, U4 is mapped to V4. Therefore, this is isomorphic. Now see this. This is very important question. Here also all the conditions are satisfied. Therefore, we does not conclude these two are isomorphic. Now, see, if all 5 vertices are degree 2, see, this is a cycle U1, U2, E3, U4, U5, U1. Here cycle V1, V4, V2, V5, V3, V1. This is the cycle. Therefore, we write the cycle this. Now, U1 is V1, U2 is V3, U3 is V5, U4 is V2, U5 is V4, and U1 is V1. Already we write. Therefore, define a function f of U1 equal to V1, f of U2 equal to V3, f of U3 equal to V5, f of U4 equal to V2, f of U5 equal to V4. Adjacency matrix, here write in order, here write absolute order like the V1, V3, V5, V2, V4. You write like this, V1, V3, V5, V2, V4, V1, V3, V5. Both the adjacent matrix are same, therefore isomorphic. Similarly, you do this problem. Now, complement of a graph. Complement of a graph, let G equal to V, comma E be a connected graph. Then G bar equal to V bar, comma E bar is called a complement of G if V equal to V bar and two vertices of E bar are adjacent if and only they are not adjacent G. Now note that if G has of order n vertices, then E of G union E of G equal to E of Kn. Now see this. You write the same vertex set, and here two vertices are adjacent. If there is a link, no link, you put a link here. If there is a link, you delete the link. This is the complement. Now see here all are linked, therefore you delete the links, you get this. Self-complementary means that is G and G bar are isomorphic. Then we say self-complementary. For self-complement, E of G equal to E of G bar. Both edges, number of edges are same. Now see, this is self-complement. This is P4. Find the complement. This is also P4. This is self-complement. Already we have proved these two are isomorphic. These two are isomorphic. We have proved just now. This is also self-complement. If G is a disconnected graph, then G bar is connected. Now see the proof. Since G is disconnected, G contains two or more components. Let U and V be two vertices in G bar. We show that U and V are connected in G bar. Let U, V belongs to different components of G. Then U and V are not adjacent in G, and so U and V are adjacent in G bar. Hence, G bar contains UV path of length 1. Suppose next U and V the same component. Let W be a vertex of G belong to a different component of G. Then UW, VW not belongs to E of G, which implies UW, VW belongs to E of G. Therefore, UVW is a UV path in G bar. Therefore, G bar is connected. Now, so that if a graph with n vertices is self-complementary, then n is 0 or 1 mod concurrent to 4. Now, if it is self-complementary, you know G is isomorphic to G4. Number of edges in G is same as number of edges in G bar. Now, E of G union E of G bar equal to E of Kn. That is put number equal to, this is number is n into n minus 1 by 2. This is E of G bar is same as E of G because of isomorphic. Then 2 times E of G equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Therefore, n into n minus 1 equal to 4 times E of G. Therefore, n into n minus 1 is multiple of 4. There is n is divisible by 4 or n minus 1 is divisible for 4. Therefore, n is 0 concurrent mod 4 or 1 concurrent mod 4. Now, Eulerian graph. Euler graph means a path of a graph G is called an Eulerian path if it contains each edge of the graph exactly once. A circuit or cycle of a graph G is called an Eulerian circuit if it includes each edge of G exactly once. A graph is said to be Euler graph if it contains Eulerian circuit. An Eulerian circuit should satisfy the following condition. Starting and ending vertices are same. Circuit should contain all the edges of the graph but exactly once. The circuit vertex may be repeated. See for this graph. Now this B, T, A, B, C, D. This is a Euler circuit. It contains all the edges exactly one. Therefore, this is Euler graph. Now here A, E, C, D, E, A, B. This is also Euler graph. Now Honisberg problem. Now this is an important problem. Honisberg problem says that there are two islands A and B formed by river. They are connected by to each other and two rivers connected to each other and to river banks C and D by means of 7 bridges as follows. The problem is to start from any of the four lands A, B, C, D, walk across each bridge exactly once and return to the starting point. This problem is called famous Konigsberg problem. When the situation is represented by graph with vertex represent the land of areas and edges, all the edges are splits, the graph is shown below. Now um, see, Euler proved there is no path for this. There is no solution for this because if you get a solution, every vertex has even degree. See, B has of odd degree. That is the Euler theorem, important theorem. A graph G is an Euler graph if and only if all vertices of G are even degree. See, if G is Eulerian, then there is an Eulerian circuit C. See, it meets every time uh, the vertex and go to the net vertex because of even degree, and finally it reaches to the starting point. Therefore, all the vertices are even degree. Conversely, assume that all the vertices are even degree. We construct a walk starting at an arbitrary vertex V and going through the edges G such that no edge of G traced more than once. The tracing continues as so far as possible. Since every vertex of even degree, we exist from the vertex that are vertices of G are of even degree. We start with any arbitrary vertex V and choose a next vertex from all adjacent vertices in random order. We continues in this manner. After finite number of steps, we will end in the vertex V we started with. This process possible because all vertices are even. If we travel all edges, we build an Eulerian circuit Z1. Otherwise, consider a subgraph H1 obtained from the original graph, deleting the cycle C1. Each vertex H1 has even degree. The original graph G and H1 have one vertex in common, say V1. We start with this vertex V1 and repeat the procedure. We repeat until all edges are trampled. We get a Euler circuit and the graph is Eulerian. Now check whether the graph is Eulerian or not. Here all the vertices are even degree, therefore this is Euler graph. Now this is not Euler graph because here degree is 3, therefore this is not Euler graph but Euler path exists. Similarly, you find do this problem, check that. Now Hamiltonian graph, instead of all edges, here all vertex may appear. Therefore, here in the circuit, all the vertex appear once. Therefore, the edge does not occur here. Now, here in case 7, there are two adjacent Hamiltonian cycles. One is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. All the vertices are covered. Another one is 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 7, 5, 1. Right? Now you check here whether it is Hamiltonian or not. A path contains all the vertices. Here, if you consider this graph, this, it has Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian circuit also. A, B, C, F, E, D, A. Vertex repeated once. Similarly, you find this. See, give an example of a graph which contains an Euler circuit and a Hamiltonian circuit. It is this graph. See, this is covered by all the edges as well as all the vertices once. Therefore, this is Eulerian as well as Hamiltonian. Eulerian, but not Hamiltonian. See, here Eulerian because 1, 1 2 3 4 5 6 எல்லா all edges are given. Now here also Hamiltonian circuit occur. This is Eulerian because this is not Hamiltonian, but because B occur twice. Now here degree is 3, therefore this is not Eulerian, but it is Hamiltonian. This. Now neither Eulerian nor Hamiltonian. This here no Euler circuit, no Hamiltonian circuit. I think it is useful to you. That is the end of this unit. Thank you. Thank you. Lijo, முடிஞ்சு ஆவண்டா. முடிஞ்சு